There was plenty of talk coming into Sunday's wildcard matchup against the Giants about the Packers' banged-up secondary. Could they slow down the Giants' passing attack and Odell Beckham Jr.? Well, that was the plan. And after holding OBJ to just 4 catches, 28 yards on 11 targets, you could say mission accomplished. Joe Walter drawing the charge was the first step. Then comes the timeout. It was a heads-up decision by Nigel Hayes to urge his teammates to get the ball off the floor before calling the timeout to stop the clock. Today you get a 2-year contract extension. We got to talk about that first. When you win, your name starts popping up and jobs in different places. What made you want to sign on to stay longer?
Well, I've enjoyed my time here. I enjoy working with Mary Ellen and Chancellor Miller, and I thank them for giving me the extension, after 1 year.
Hey, Burke, a little different feel this year in Madison for the spring game with the annual end of spring practice coming on a Friday rather than the traditional Saturday. The reason for that is pretty simple. It's following the pattern they've done all through spring practice, and tonight will actually feel a lot like a practice as well. Sometimes it's not how fast you swim or the number of medals you collect that matter. Oshkosh West Jr. Aaron Connors is proof of that. Born with Down syndrome, there were plenty of obstacles in Aaron's way right out of the blocks.
She's been through a lot physically. She's had 7 surgical procedures that occurred in her first 7 years of life. You would never know that looking at her now.
Not only did Aaron overcome those early obstacles, she also found a home in the water.
We started Erin when she was very young. She started with the group classes and kind of had a hard time with the wading, and so we started with some private lessons, and she just took off. She's loved the water ever since.
I love my coach, my teammate, I just have to swim.
As she grew up, Erin kept swimming, eventually making the national teams at the Special Olympics and bringing home 4 medals, including 1 gold. In the process,
I would like to go to another Special Olympic.
We were just excited that she went, but she came home with 4 medals, gained a lot of friendships and independence and confidence through that experience.
But there's one team that's closest to Erin, her team, the Oshkosh West Wildcats.
I was pretty nervous. I wasn't sure how accepted she would be or could she handle the rigor, but she's done a beautiful job.
My teammates are some of my best friends. They help me, support me, and cheer me on.
She loves to cheer them on. If you witness a swim meet, you will see Erin at the end of the lane cheering on her team members through the entire meet.
With every lap, providing inspiration, not just for her teammates, but for anyone.
They sort of look to her, I think, when they're having a hard practice or a hard day, because she is always in a positive attitude, and it's been really cool, I think, for the girls to form a genuine friendship with her and kind of realize that we all have something to give, no matter what our disability or no matter what our capabilities are.
I want other students with disability to know they can do it.
Reporting for High School Sports Extra in Oshkosh, I'm Eric Boynton.
And now, the Ford Sports Desk with Eric Boynton.
It may not be the start Brewers or their fans wanted at 0-4, but the last time the Crew did that was 2011, and they won the division that year. Tonight, they welcome divisional foe Pittsburgh to Miller Park. The offense looking to get going against the Pirates, and boy, did it ever. In the second inning, Hector Gomez smokes a double into the left field wall. That brings home Aramis Ramirez. Right behind him, Gene Segura. Crew up 3-0 at that point. Then in the fourth, Segura comes across home plate again, and he'll bring Chris Davis with him after a bomb into the seats in left center. Brewers now lead 5-0. That would be enough for Jimmy Nelson. He strikes out Pedro Alvarez for one of his 9 Ks on the night. He goes 7 scoreless, and the Crew shut out Pittsburgh, add one into the win column from Milwaukee, 6-0 the final. It definitely feels more like spring with the weather starting to warm up, and the home opener for the Timber Rattlers just a day away, and this year we'll feature a team with a little different feel with the young talent featured on the roster. That starts on the mound with Brewers 2014 first-round pick Cody Medeiros, who is just 18 years old, as well as fellow teenagers shortstop Jake Gatewood and outfielder Monty Harrison. In all, this could be the youngest team manager Matt Erickson has ever had for a home opener, but youth is not exactly a bad thing.
You can count on one hand who can go out and share a beer together, but It's fun. Youth is not always a bad thing. They bring a lot of energy. They've shown some aptitude throughout spring training. We're definitely a better ball club towards the end of spring training than we were in the beginning.
I'd say before the game, I'd have a little jitters, but, once I throw that first pitch, all the jitters and butterflies, it's usually gone. So, I'd say I'm just excited for it.
The Green Bay Blizzard back in action after the bye week and making the trip to Des Moines, Iowa to take on the Barnstormers tonight. Iowa jumped out to an early 16-point lead, but Donovan Portery keeps the Blizzard in it with his legs with the touchdown run. Barnstormers lead 22-14 at that point. Then a bit later, Portery will go to the air, and he will connect with Demarius Washington. Check out this catch. Actually goes into the seats to bring it back. He's rolled out at the 1. Portery punched it in from there, though. The Blizzard trailed by 14 at the break. Then on the first drive of the second half, Portery finds Marquis Summers in the end zone to make it a one-score game. But every time the Barnstormers had an answer, as right now in the fourth quarter, they lead 75-56 over the Blizzard. Meanwhile, on the NFL gridiron, the draft, we're also inching closer to that. And today, former Badgers Kenzel Doe and Rob Havenstein visited Northeast Wisconsin for a signing at Scooter G's in Appleton to benefit football fan Alex Kristen's recovery from health issues. The duo signed for fans, took some pictures, even took some time to talk to us about their preparations for the upcoming draft.
I did the Senior Bowl and I did the Combine. I had a great experience there and kind of get my name out there and showing what I can do, athletically and on the field. I don't think there's too much to be nervous about. It's definitely the position that I've really wanted to be in, and a lot of guys out there that would love to be in my position. So there's nothing to be too nervous about.
It's just a matter of time, until that day comes in a couple more weeks, to kind of see where you go and see if you get drafted or go as an undrafted free agent. So right now it's just a process of just lifting and trying to get a call and maybe going to some visits or getting a workout here and there.